Caitlin Clark just defeated the Minnesota Lynx on their home court? My goodness, she was at work, and this is exactly what everyone was expecting. The Olympic Kill Bill list is real. That's 6 of the 12. That's 6 of the 12. Fiji didn't play this game. This was a huge road win. So first and foremost, this is a huge road win by the Indiana Fever. This team played arguably one of the worst games they've played offensively, and they still found a way to win. Caitlin mentioned this in postgame or pregame, one of the pressers. She mentioned that this team is very resilient. This is pregame. The Indiana Fever started out 1-8, and right now they are 11-14. They are literally if they beat the Dallas Wings, they'll be 2 games out of 500. And just take it a further step into context, if the fact that they won 15 games last year, the fact that they won 13 games last year, and they already have 11 games with only 15 games left to play, they're going to break that record, hopefully, most likely. But I mean, there's not a lot that you can say about this team except for that they have improved, and right now they are gelling. They have hit the perfect stride right before the All-Star break. Now, if they can continue this momentum after the break, that's going to be the true test, because they've been playing great, especially in this month. They've lost 1 game in this month, in the month of July, that is. So the Indiana Fever have been playing amazing. So now, this I don't know what happened, but Cheryl Reeve mentioned that she didn't give 2 blanks about the fact that the Indiana Fever had such a huge crowd at this game. And simple fact, Iowa and Minnesota are bordering states, or they're sisters. They're right next to each other. And obviously, Caitlin's been playing in the Target Center. She's already popular there. And she grew up rooting for the Minnesota Lynx. And Maya Moore was one of her favorite players. This is what Caitlin Clark had to say about her return to Minnesota for Maya Moore's jersey retirement.
That night, though, retiring Maya Moore's number, you've talked about how much Maya has meant to you just as a hero, a mentor, whatever. How exciting will that be for you to have a role to play in that night with her?
Yeah, I was super excited when I saw that was the game they were going to do it at. And, she deserves it. I know the fans will be absolutely incredible. And if you would have told me that, as a young kid, I would be playing in the game that her jersey gets retired at, it's very, kind of full circle for me, too. She was my favorite player ever growing up, and that was who I loved watching. And I still think of her as she's my LeBron James as a kid. So to just be in the building that night and say I got to play in that game is
she was able to come to the Target Center and play against this team, and she already had a little bit extra motivation by being left off the Olympic team. And I'm sure she heard these quotes from Cheryl before the game, talking about, and shout out to Cheryl, because I'm like, Coach Reeve, what is she really supposed to say? Is she supposed to say, yay, I'm so happy that the Indiana Fever is all up inside of the Target Center? No. So the fact that she did say that, she's being real. So I appreciate her candor. I appreciate her honesty, rather. And this was this is a huge pro Indiana Fever crowd, and that was something that I thought was interesting. Funny enough, one of my favorite plays of the game was when it was the last. So we have 13 seconds left. Caitlin grabs the rebound and she starts to trot off. She dribbles the clock. Well, she gets fouled, but she's dribbling the clock. I love the fact that Caitlin was clapping and she was animated during this moment. Now, in the beginning of the season, she would not have been doing this. She was not comfortable. She looked uncomfortable as a player. Each game, it seemed like she had to grow more. And it's like your first day at school. You need to. What I'm trying to get to is this: the WNBA done messed around and let her get comfortable, because now I love this. Just for the record, I love the fact that she was animated and she's being expressive. That is who she is as a player. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. So the fact that she's able to be expressive now in a win, and she, again, Carrington's, and that's what makes sports fun, right? And the other good competitors, or the great competitors of the world, they're going to come back at you. Kalia Coppers, Dejanay's, the Arike Ogunbowales, they're gonna be at your face and they're going to be at your throat. This was, to me, was Jordan-esque, Kobe-esque, Curry-esque, and if we want to go on the W side, Taurasi-esque, Stewart-esque, Maya Moore-esque, Swoops-esque, right? These are competitors with a high drive and a very wired frame. Like they have a twitch and like they have this is a screw, right? She's a rookie point guard and she's on the away court up by 5. She's waving and clapping on her home court while staring down the same coach who left her off the USA Olympic team. And then she drains the free throw that puts them up by 6 with 10.8 seconds to go to seal the game, essentially. And I do want to get into Cheryl Reeve just a little bit now. So she had something to say about Caitlin Clark being left off the team. So speaking of Cheryl Reeve, I want to get into this USA Basketball article from Christine Brennan. So shout out to Christine, friend of the show, friend of the channel. So in the beginning of the season, in May, Cheryl Reeve was preparing for her role as the coach, obviously of the Minnesota Lynx. And what happened was, it looks like from what Christine reported, is that she chose to single out Caitlin Clark. And this happened when people were speaking on Twitter, or X rather, right? Now, some of her followers were asking how to keep track of a preseason game. And and apparently this is where it kind of took a little turn. So it says specifically, she was telling her followers where and how to keep track of the game since it was not being televised like the first preseason game of another WNBA team, the Indiana Fever. For a little bit. So it says, Reeve posted 2 comments on X on May 3rd referring to the popular rookie. She first reposted a WNBA post promoting Indiana's upcoming game against Dallas. I was there. Shout out to them. So she first reposted a WNBA post promoting Indiana's upcoming game with Dallas, adding this message on top of it. Also in action, at Minnesota Lynx versus at Chicago Sky. Of course, those are 2 great teams. And like I said, Minnesota has been so slept on. I think that they should be closer to the top of the leaderboard this year. I mean, they have been playing great, and defensively, they're up there. The fact that they won the Commissioner's Cup, I picked them to win the Commissioner's Cup, by the way. Like, they're not getting talked about enough. And if Asia Wilson wasn't born, Nafisa Collier would be the MVP without a question. She is amazing as a player. Cheryl Reeve is a wonderful coach. So, I don't know where all of this is coming from, but either way, she put also in action tonight, Minnesota Lynx versus Chicago Sky at 7 p.m. Though fans won't be able to watch, Lynx fans can go to the Lynx app and follow along via play-by-play, which is crazy, the fact that all WNBA... Come on, y'all. If you are in market, come to the game as we start the season off right. Now, that was cool. And then she added in... Then Cheryl Reeve added in to her post, hashtag 12 teams, which, again, that's cool, too, because there is 12 teams. The WNBA, which is the number of WNBA teams. And then she also went on, the W is more than one player. Yeah, of course it is. I mean, the WNBA is amazing. It has a bunch of great players. Someone else on X under that post put, is there a reason why the game is not being shown? Someone else put, because they only care about Caitlin. And then Cheryl Reeve apparently replied to that part. I hope that's not true, WNBA. I hope that's not true, WNBA. I hope that y'all only don't care about Caitlin. Yeah, let's make sure, again, you have a great product and it's growing in popularity and in skill. So I would hope that continues. But yeah, so it seems like there was a little type of animosity. So just to move on with the story, so just to continue moving down, the USA Today has been trying to reach out to Cheryl Reeve to kind of speak about those comments and about Caitlin's omission about being left off of the USA team. The spokesperson put, Cheryl told me she would not be commenting. And then they also further put, she does not have an official role in picking the 12 members, but Reeve is also, and then he went on to say, the roster is selected by the committee as per the selection procedures. The coach is responsible for outlining on-court principles and style of play, which can be considered by the committee. Additionally, the coach is responsible for the instruction at the USA basketball camps, exhibitions, and competitions. So, yeah, I mean, maybe if there's smoke, there's fire, right? But that was tough, and they had to take that loss. So the fact that she grew up a Minnesota Lynx fan, and then she had to end up slicing them in the 4th, the way she did. Caitlin in the fourth quarter, 10 points, 2 assists, another double-figure scoring quarter, and they end up stealing a huge road win. Now, I have got to. There was no way that you would think you would watch this video and you were not going to hear about Aliyah Boston. You might as well be out your mind. I said it last game. The fact that she wasn't... Let me just start here. Aliyah, what an amazing game. She had a career high in rebounds. 16 of them things. I mean, she had the highest... There are not enough great things that you could say about Aliyah Boston. 16 rebounds, the highest plus minus on the court, or second highest plus minus on the court, rather. 17 points on 11 shots. 8 of 11 shooting, though, by the way. That's almost 60-something percent. How much is that? That's 72% shooting. I wish she would have got 15 or more shots. Now, Caitlin mentioned this at the end of the game. She said she wished they would have got Aliyah more shots, and I'm happy she acknowledged that, because when she plays well, they win. They win. She is, for this month, she's had, so again, the Fever have won almost 5 games this month. Or they're getting ready to win their 5th game this month. Out of those 5 games, Aliyah's had 4 double-digit scoring numbers. And the fact that they're able to do that while she's been winning has just been, like, she is a huge part of their formula, if not the biggest. One of the biggest, rather. So, yeah, out of 5 out of the 6 games that they've played where they've captured 4 wins, Aliyah Boston has had double-figure points and double-figure rebounds, or at least 7 rebounds, rather. So she has just been phenomenal in the last, month and leading up to this last month. So the fact that Caitlin acknowledged that and that she knows that she needs to get them involved is a huge upside for them. Now, again, she hit a huge clutch basket late to put them up by 5 points. I mean, she is just really great, man, especially when it comes to the end of the game and closing the door. So in the last 3 minutes of the game, Aliyah had 4 points, which sealed the game. So the first one, I mean, she's just amazing. She put them up by 2. So, I mean, again, she is amazing. I can't say enough about her game. And the fact that she's, over this last 2 months, she's just been grown. She's been locked in on basketball. Prayer works. Prayer works, y'all. So, I mean, there are a multitude of flowers you could give Aliyah Boston for her game. She has been that. She has been their rock. And it has turned around a lot. Her coach speaks about her. Her teammates love her. She is a great player in this league. She is a very great player in this league. I'm really proud that she's just turned her last month and a half. She's been great. The Minnesota Lynx they suffered a nice loss at home. That's a nice loss. They played great defensively. They were moving, they were rotating, but the Indiana Fever just stole one. That being said, man, what are y'all thoughts? We out of here.